there's something going on in Ghana. I would say you pay very, very serious attention to. And it's got to do with malls, China malls, Bibri, Askata or Ghana. In fact, if we are not careful, this is the first time for a long time in BA phone lines. I'll be opening the phone lines very soon because we want to also get your view on this matter. It came up today in our editorial, and we believe it's a good conversation to have on a Friday night. There's something happening. Now, as a nation, we are battling what we call galamsey and illegal mining. Now, we need to understand illegal mining, no. When the Chinese introduced different kinds of mining, illegal mining into our style of doing small scale mining. Since time but as time went on, the Chinese started coming in. They realized say introduce new style of mining, which is more closer to water bodies. They will be able to take a lot of our gold away. So they capitalized on some of our politicians who were greedy, some of our chiefs, some of our leaders, elders in Pennsylvania, Sofonibi, and then they got their way inside our communities to start mining close to our river bodies. In fact, at a point, they have been able to enter our virgin forests. Now, as time went on, it became lucrative. So young Ghanaians and other people who start to say, they have been screaming and screaming, they thought to say, hey, at this point, it's not stopping. So why don't I also join? So you saw some farmers giving their land out to some people who had partnered with Chinese or still partner with Chinese to buy lands and destroying it in the name of galamsey or small-scale mining. Now, Abaswa Babeduma, we have gotten to this point where we all have come to that conclusion or that realization, say, we need to find a way to stop illegal mining in Ghana. Now, responsible mining can be done in any way, everywhere in Ghana. But the moment you take the responsible out, then whatever is left is called destructive mining. That means it's a kind of mining that destroys land, destroys livelihood, destroys nature. So when it comes to mining, you can basically do responsible mining anywhere in Ghana, which wouldn't be a problem. In America, they do responsible mining. But Chinese, for a very long time, they have lived with us. In fact, Chinese almost study the way we live, our lifestyle. They know how hypocritical we are. They know how we are greedy sometimes as Ghanaians. And let me tell you, in Ghana for Ghana for Chinese for. Not the British, not the Americans, not the Europeans, or whatever you want to call it. It is the Chinese. Because you see, the Chinese, they have stayed with us and they have looked for things that entices us. They have looked for our weaknesses and they have studied us for a very short period. But the kind of things they know about us, our colonial masters and whatever you say, they don't have an idea of the data the Chinese, they have actually put together because they want to, at the end of the day, take advantage of us. So the Chinese, over these few years, they have been able to infiltrate. They have been able to infuse themselves in our lifestyle. And they have been able to get to that point where they are able to think like Ghanaians. So before we as a nation, we start thinking about the destruction they are doing to us, they are already thinking about the next exit from what they are doing that we are getting or pushing them back, to the next one. So they are moving to the next one. They are the DJ Khaled of destruction. On to the next, on to the next one. Now the Chinese, they have gotten to that point, say, Omo who say, illegal mining, we are getting aggressive a little bit. Right now, the conversation is becoming more aggressive. The government is showing signs that it is ready to fight it. Now, you heard recently the land minister, the document, Akoma Attorney General say he should study, and that they want to totally stop everyone from mining in any forest in this country. So they've seen it. They know. And you see, they follow the news. They do politics. They have their people come in, study the system. Now, they are beginning to know, say, the amount of money they were making from Ghana when it comes to mining or illegal mining, no, that amount of money today is not coming in as it used to be. If they were taking 10,000 Ghana a month, now they are not taking even more than 1,000 Ghana. So now they are now beginning to look for other alternatives, other means to still stay and at the end of the day make money out of us. So right now, sir, na study Ghana. The Chinese are adopting a different type of illegal mining. And with this one, it is not almost a area abetua mena and also abetu gold or asase so. Their new step the new illegal mining Ghana no attacking the retail market. The Chinese are using what they call China malls. They are using the China malls to attack our retail market. Now, what the Chinese are doing now is that your marketer, your Ghana for your mamenum, your nuanum, running the local economy. No. Now, they have adopted a strategy. They are bringing what they call China mall. Now, the China mall they have brought into the system, no. If you don't pay attention and you don't see how their operations is, no, any by 10 years, no, now your local retail market, no, the Chinese they will collapse it. Now, also TSC say, Oman Biano, your emra a bought of mine when it comes to commerce, when it comes to business, when it comes to when you want to trade in that country as a foreigner. Send we are Ghana in a person called China Juma, it could be a company. Your rules and regulations, your mra it was so with this samrana so. In the sub so a retailer, Oko China, your retailer for mra ho. Oba your wholesaler, Oko China, your embra also this as a wholesaler. Now, Oba Ghana so we have such laws. Now, the SU Ghana no any. Right now, Oko Ghana. Every single major market or major city, cosmopolitan city, the Chinese they have flooded it with what they call China Mall. Now I also say, amount for echo China malls. Now so I'm China Mall. What is happening in Ghana say they are selling every single thing that you get in our KJTR market, at the China Mall, and if you don't sit down and analyze how this is affecting the retail market, so because the retail market, muti KJTia, tonwadie, muti makola, muti eyedie, kotokraba, muti eyedie, eyefusu market. Those are the retail market, and the retail market, no. And that is the market that runs every micro economy, and not a running economy from the base. Because don't say Ghana no, your chrono a buy and sell country. And majority of people in Ghana, no, they are retailers. They are basically entrepreneurs who do almost small buy and sell. Into our economy, no, the spine, no, about 80% of your economy spine, no, your market, no, so. And when I say the market, your local market, no, so. Now, what the Chinese are doing, they say, indirectly, they are building these malls around the nation. And the malls they have built, the things that we are supposed to go to our regular markets to buy, the Chinese, in the name of a mall, which is supposed to be a wholesale business, they are now bringing all the people from the markets to these Chinese malls, to sell things to them in on a retail price. And it's a what study. So Ghana Joma, majority of Ghana are empty. The reason why I tell majority of Ghana empty is say Chinese for adaptive strategy say they are building malls around the nation, and they are hiding behind mall that is supposed to be a wholesale mall, but they are doing retail business. And instead of them selling in bulk, in this China malls now, almost spreading or Ghana, no, they are using the wholesale as a small screen, and they are selling their retail prices. Inti and oko kejetia now kwa to afin a yedi nu etima kejetia ni na okofa afin wo Kwame Amoako a okọ ebia abrochire kofa nyoma ebetuma omo no okọ Kwame Amoako etuma no anase edema no baako bia 1 cedi anase otuma no etufo bo adaka baako 10,000 Ghana. Now over China mall ho China mall ni no Chinese for no nyoma na omodi aba no endru Kwame Amoako standard. When you talk about standard, I'm talking about quality and secondly, no, the Chinese, you know, or town at the end of China mall hono amano at a retail price. Now, or town retail price or best what town manu cheaper than Kwame Amoako, because Kwame Amoako went out there to buy authentic combs and a thing. But Chinese, you know, one or the new money buy a set or buy beton wholesale price. That means his prices are supposed to be cheaper. Secondly, nyama na buy no I was say a quality. Second, nyama buy no so below the standard we need. It's what the Chinese are doing now and say. And the Ura baby or Ghana is a China mall. China mall. It is getting to that point whereby our regular markets no are losing value. Yama amenumuna omo ejamuna omo chaima yenuanumu free fie abano. Right now, I can tell you, I don't know anything you need in Ghana market oko China mall on Sanka. So the biggest fight we have to be fighting in the next 10, 20 years, in the next 10 years, all the markets in Ghana, KJTR market, Malata market, Kotokraba market, Accra, whatever market, in the next 10 years, all the markets will go empty. All because the Chinese are taking advantage of Emrana Ewa Ghana na. Sebio yen make ya jene say ya besha Emrani ye ayan rigid to make sure say Chinese for no end to me and take advantage of us. Because right now, no, the amount of money they are making, no, they are not making enough money from the gold they are mining. So they are capitalizing and targeting your retail market. It is a study. And the Oko China moha ahoma iribo trebi oho. Ope ahoma yakata sunyoma ebi oho. Ope sebio adiebianka on a normal day. Ope powder the boy one obeko na ebi oho. Obeko na yawo eyedien water omoton insuo in bottles singles. Inti nyoma bianka obeko dwom. Akase okope biato oh we dia mepe baked beans ebia mepe hence tomato ketchup anka obeko edwaso ewura kejetia ebia Kwame ata ne maame okofa every Mr. Boatin ho because obi alim say Mr. Boatin de Kumasi de eba provisions ono na sebio okofa ba as Ghana ni oton wo Ghana ema sikanika Ghana no at that point no sesia no Ghana ni ne say maame nko China mall now China mall no okona weja kejetia de ho no okwa obedient cheap, but you cannot guarantee say I did not turn China mall no the same quality as Kwame Amoako na sebi oya Ghana ni okofa ba ya obeton no ama Ghana fodwafo. Inti one, quality is compromised. So we study the quality of items at your town or China malls or Ghana. You can see say they are below standard. They are cheap, inferior quality stuff. They are cheap, inferior stuff. There's no quality to what they do. Chinese if one aswa a lot of baller. So what the Chinese are targeting now in Ghana is our retail market. And if they succeed in winning that battle when it comes to our retail market, our economy, no matter how much we try to save the economy will die. And that is their new galamsey they are doing in Ghana. In fact, my team sent me. I get it. My team sent me a shaman. There is a China mall. Your baby is a Spintex main road. There's China mall. Your Spintex extension also there's China mall. Kaswa, there's China mall. Amasaman, there's China mall. Kumasi, there's China. In fact, when you go to, they have spread the China mall strategically around and the Oko Accra mall. Drive more than 3 miles, you see a China mall. So the approximation, almost shada and almost picky places where they will place the China malls. And in the Obeko Accra Mall, which is basically supposed to make money for Ghana, no? Accra Mall is empty, but the China Mall is full. And it's not because China Mall hono no many quality chain the yeton or Accra Mall hono. It is because no many yeton or a China Mall no inferior, and at the end of the day the Chinese have decided say almost steady we say ye party fu ye Jimmy. Inti Embrano ho fine. Somebody will say but Kevin said nobody can come to Ghana. So nobody can come to Ghana and start operating. Yes. Embrao ha. So ope say we a foreigner. Na say we then ubie a juma or Ghana, and I say ubie a retail shop or a wholesale shopper. There are laws there that you have to follow. Now let's read the law. Now you share Emrana a bo sa juma die we hu e ban. The key law, GIPC Act, Ghana Investment Promotion Council for Act 13, Act 865. This is what it says. Almost eyebrow eyebrow lunka. I just say omuton bibia and China mo pe no welcome. China mo ne gumelcom no. China for no ade bi omuton organ bi omujisika no, it is going straight to China. Every single cent they take from you from China Mall, it is going to China. But say ade bi obeton okejetia market bia no, that money stays here. Every single thing you buy at KJTR market, Sasikano, it builds the Kumas, the Ashanti economy. Oto adio Makola, it builds the Greater Accra economy. So all these small markets, no, say this so-called thing, adio we are friend of China Mono, it will collapse every market in Ghana. A time will come, nobody will go to our markets. Now, when you read the law, the GIPC Act, it says this. The GIPC Act regulates investment in all sectors of the economy, including trading, that is wholesale and retail. Now, it goes on to say this. Including trading, wholesale, and retail, its primary goal is to reserve certain business activities for Ghanaians to protect local entrepreneurs and ensure they benefit from the retail market. Even though Imrao Hono, Yashem running in such a way say, Omo ye bojo juma, omo ye retail, young entrepreneurs omo Ghana, and say omo mugu kejetia, omugu makola, omugu circle, omo di table chuja from entrepreneurs, and I say retailers no. Ghana mrano, Yashem rana a fabi se ebe protect this uncle for no. Whether it is retail or it is wholesale. The GIPC Act 2013, you just some space and what's a protected Ghana, because if you don't do that, then it means you are selling your local market. And the moment you sell your local market, what is going to happen? And they say it is going to collapse.